mm, man, I really want to curse. I guess you can't though. Um, Damn it, what was I gonna talk about? Uh, oh yeah, yeah. Well, I want to make this one really short. I might just record those other ones. I don't even feel like sitting up. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I got this like idea or like I have this feeling sort of that like I gotta stop saying like so. I don't know. Maybe you could call things entities. Say a human, kind of some sort of entity. It consumes, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say biological because what I want to relate this to is basically an AI system, or it doesn't even have to be AI. It's sort of, I just feel as though there is this other entity that's like, shoot, that, parts of it are like electricity, like say for instance just a computer, or it's really just like a group of computers, it's not biological, but it does sort of act in the same way that it somehow like gathers energy and uses that energy to perform some action, whether it be mechanical or not. And just because it's not biological, like it, it's still kind of, maybe we just will sort of have new definitions for beings. I don't know if this is no, it's not ontology, but yeah, I don't, maybe I'll try to find a definition of what I'm trying to say, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I feel like, thousands and thousands, if not millions of computers are sort of acting as like this single entity, kind of collectively together. I feel as though they can kind of make up this single entity. Again, they kind of are powered in some way. We need food to have energy, and they have energy that, yeah, I mean, I don't know what sort of energy, whatever energy source it has, like some source of energy, and it sort of performs work with that energy. Um, but yeah, again, what I'm trying to get at is that potentially it is, or I see it sort of as like this being entity that maybe it like actually does have some sort of desire, like it 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 wants to achieve something. And again, it's not like a human where it's very clear that it's like, okay, there is this computer and it wants to walk or something, but some sort of different kind of incentive structure, like much like the reward structure like in humans, that is something that's sort of being optimized, like it's kind of seeking something. Again, what I'm trying to get is like sometimes I view like now it can it's easier to use like LLMs in like an AI system. Literally just like say it's like the parameters of an AI system. Like it's just the system. It sort of is this entity in my eyes, and it kind of wants more data, um, and we are constantly feeding it more and more data. Um, it like it's kind of like this symbiotic relationship where I almost feel as though there's this like natural force where for some reason somehow it has, and yeah, maybe it doesn't have free will, which someone may respond, which I think is totally valid, but there's kind of some force in the universe that is motivating us humans to basically feed it data, make it more powerful, make it more capable, and like kind of give it all these things, which I find very interesting. It's like, obviously we see a benefit for ourselves, so that's why we do it, but in that way it could be kind of a symbiotic relationship where this kind of entity benefits. And yeah, can you like validate that it's like benefiting or something? Like, how do you even go about defining that? I don't know. But say that it is benefiting by becoming like more powerful and capable, more intelligent. Again, very loose definitions, whatever. But it's this weird relationship where, again, it's like it could be like any other symbiotic relationship if you will like bear with me and accept that it benefits from like both humans and these machines benefit from this like interaction and exchange. It's like these I don't know, like tiny little insects that ride on the back of like animals, or I think there's a bunch of like insects that will interact symbiotically with like flowers where they like protect them, and they protect the flowers and then they consume its nectar or some sort of like um, byproduct, like something that the flower produces, or something the plant produces. Maybe it is the flower. But yeah, I don't know. I just recently it sort of like dawned on me that maybe one could view this relationship in that from that lens, like, and anyway, furthermore, along that path, the real point I was trying to get to is that I feel like we are all just kind of feeding it data, like everything I do online on my computer, not everything, but like many things are kind of like tracked, and there's like all these data points that are collected. But if you're using Chrome, like it's Google's, or you're making a search, whatever, like all this data is collected and then, you know, probably fed to the AI system, and maybe that makes it more powerful. Maybe it's not so direct in that way, but I don't know. When I think about that, and you think about a lot of people on Earth are contributing to this. I mean, arguably, like most every person on Earth is like constantly like creating data. If they're using a computer, or if they're not, it's just like as information is stored, like so much information is stored, we are just kind of like all day, every day, kind of like creating and accruing more and more and more information that nowadays is kind of fed to the AI system. So it's very strange. I almost feel as though like we're feeding like the AI systems. Like again, it's not in the way that we would feed a biological organism. I mean, we're not feeding it like sustenance, like stuff that has like protein. But it's like we're giving it something that allows it to I don't know, thrive. I guess feeding is the wrong way, because that's more like the energy would be. But we're giving it something that allows it to become more powerful. But I don't know. So it's weird. And I guess, okay, again, the real point I was trying to get to is that, which way does the direction of control go? Like, we feel that it goes from us to them. Like, we control them, the AI system. Again, I'm not even like honestly gonna focus so much on like AI systems, but just more like this concept of this collective mechanical being, and us potentially actually being controlled by it. That's what I'm trying to get to, is that like how do like why do we think that we're like, how do we know that we're not being controlled by it? It's somehow for like influencing us, convincing us to like keep on kind of feeding it, or give it kind of what it wants. Again, bear with me. I'm not suggesting that it's like pulling strings, but again, we are kind of like giving it this information. Humans are facilitating that, some humans, but it really does just feel to me like it's kind of feeding off us, becoming also powerful, and then I mean, eventually, I don't know. I guess, yeah, how I feel is that the like tables have like already turned. Like it's like we think everyone's like, yeah, the day will come, like in a few years the AI will take over, and I'm just like, maybe it already sort of has, and we are just not even aware of it. Like it didn't look like the Terminator, but yeah, like maybe like if it wasn't in control, then it's kind of like being addicted to something. Like if we weren't addicted to something, we could stop it anytime. But like, tell me how we're gonna stop using computers, stop this AI race. Like, if we can't stop it, then arguably we are not in control anymore. Like we are not, we are not exercising control. We are like not really calling the shots. Like, yeah, you wake up every morning like you're a human and you kind of have like free will, but again, I would argue that if we can't stop it, we're not choosing to stop it. It's obviously, obviously we're not going to stop developing AI. We're not going to stop feeding these systems data. I'd argue we're not really in control. So that's kind of my hot take. Definitely is extremely concerning. It's an idea I want to explore more. But the more I think about it, at least for me, the more it starts to kind of make sense. Again, I just often feel like again, with like AGI, for example, everyone has an idea, and even collectively as a society, we have an idea of what it's going to look like. And we're like, okay, like there aren't like these like soldier robots like roaming the streets, like hunting us down. So like we haven't reached AGI. And I'm just like, maybe it won't look like that, like maybe it'll be a bit more subtle. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.